What makes New York City the one place that almost every foreign traveler dreams of visiting in 2025, despite the high costs, the busy streets, and the endless competition for space? New York City has always been called the capital of the world, and in 2025 that title feels more real than ever. From towering skyscrapers to vibrant neighborhoods filled with culture, from Broadway lights to Wall Street's energy, this city continues to capture the imagination of people across the globe. Every year, tens of millions of foreigners land in the city, and even though the cost of living has risen, tourism keeps booming. In fact, nearly 1 in 4 international travelers to the United States makes New York their top stop. That is over 60 million people annually. But here's the question: what is it about this city that continues to pull in so many foreigners? Is it the lifestyle, the opportunities, or the culture that feels like a living museum of the world? In today's video, we're going to break it down into 10 powerful reasons why foreigners simply cannot get enough of New York City in 2025. The global cultural melting pot. New York City is the very definition of diversity. Over 1/3 of its residents were born outside the United States, making it one of the most multicultural cities on Earth. Foreigners love the fact that within a single subway ride, they can experience Chinatown, Little Italy, Little Dominican Republic, and even entire neighborhoods shaped by Indian, Pakistani, Korean, and Middle Eastern communities. Unlike other cities, this multiculturalism is not just tolerated, it is celebrated. Festivals, parades, and food fairs happen year-round, and more than 200 languages are spoken across the 5 boroughs. For many foreigners, this sense of belonging makes New York City feel like home, even if it is their first visit. Iconic landmarks that never lose their magic. Tourists and expats alike never tire of New York's iconic sights. The Statue of Liberty, Times Square, the Empire State Building, and Central Park are not just tourist stops, they are global symbols. In 2025, more than 70% of international tourists report that seeing the skyline of Manhattan is the highlight of their trip. Even those who have seen it before come back, because the city has a way of making the familiar feel new. Foreigners love that every landmark carries history, emotion, and cinematic charm. Walking through Times Square feels like stepping into a movie scene, and standing at the top of the One World Trade Center gives a sense of human resilience that resonates with visitors worldwide. World-class food from every corner of the globe. For food lovers, New York City is paradise. In 2025, it is estimated that the city has more than 25,000 restaurants, representing nearly every cuisine in the world. Foreigners flock to the city not only for Michelin-starred dining, but also for street food that feels authentic and affordable. You can have Japanese ramen in the East Village, authentic Indian curry in Jackson Heights, Turkish kebabs in Brooklyn, and classic New York pizza in almost every neighborhood. What excites foreigners is not just the food, but the authenticity. Dishes taste like they do in their home countries because they are cooked by immigrants who brought their traditions with them. The energy and lifestyle that never sleeps. Foreigners often describe New York City as having an energy that no other city can match. It is called the city that never sleeps for a reason. Whether it is 3 in the afternoon or 3 in the morning, something is happening. Cafes, bars, jazz clubs, Broadway theaters, and rooftop lounges create a constant buzz. Surveys in 2025 show that over 80% of international visitors are attracted to this non-stop lifestyle. For foreigners used to quieter cities, New York feels like an endless adventure, a place where every night can become a story worth telling. Endless career and business opportunities. Foreigners also love New York because it represents opportunity. In 2025, the city continues to be the global capital of finance, media, technology, and fashion. Wall Street remains powerful, and new industries like fintech, green technology, and AI startups are thriving. For international students and workers, New York offers chances to network with some of the world's most influential people. More than 1 in 5 international students studying in the United States choose universities in New York, and many end up staying to build careers. Foreigners see the city as a place where dreams can be turned into reality, even if it takes hard work and persistence. A hub for arts, fashion, and entertainment. Foreigners are also drawn to New York because it is a creative capital. Broadway remains unmatched as the home of theater, and in 2025, over 10 million foreign visitors attended a show. The fashion industry keeps New York on the global stage, with Fashion Week attracting designers, models, and media from every continent. Art lovers flock to the Museum of Modern Art, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and dozens of smaller galleries. For many foreigners, being in New York means being at the center of cultural creation, a place where trends are born and then exported to the world. Accessibility and connectivity to the world. New York's airports, JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark, connect the city to nearly every major international hub. In 2025, more than 180 direct international routes make it easier than ever for foreigners to arrive. This connectivity is a huge factor. For many, New York is their first step into America because it is the most convenient entry point. On top of that, once in the city, the subway and public transport systems make exploring simple. Foreigners love that they do not need a car to enjoy New York. Unlike most other U.S. the unique neighborhoods with distinct identities, foreigners appreciate that New York is not just one big city, but a collection of neighborhoods, each with its own soul. The charm of Brooklyn's Williamsburg, the luxury of Manhattan's Upper East Side, the cultural richness of Queens, and the history of Harlem all create a mosaic. In fact, 70% of foreign visitors in surveys say that walking through neighborhoods and discovering hidden gems is their favorite part of visiting New York. Unlike tourist-only destinations, New York feels real, lived in, and layered with stories. Education and knowledge capital. Foreign students and academics are drawn to New York because of its world-renowned universities and research centers. Columbia University, New York University, and dozens of colleges attract tens of thousands of foreigners every year. In 2025, international students make up nearly 20% of the student population in the city. For foreigners, studying or even attending short courses here is not just about academics. It is about being in a place where ideas and innovation flow constantly. Many foreigners fall in love with New York because it feels like a classroom mixed with real-world experience. The symbol of freedom and possibility. Above all, foreigners love New York because of what it represents. From the Statue of Liberty to the immigrant history of Ellis Island, the city has always been seen as a place of new beginnings. In 2025, this symbolism is stronger than ever. For foreigners, New York is not just a city, it is a dream, a symbol of resilience, and a promise of possibility. Even if life in the city can be challenging, the idea that if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, continues to inspire millions. So, why do foreigners love New York City so much in 2025? It is because the city is more than just a location. It is a living story of cultures blending, opportunities opening, and dreams being pursued. From its endless energy to its world-class food, from its diversity to its global influence, New York remains unmatched. Yes, it can be noisy, expensive, and overwhelming, but for foreigners, that is part of its magic. New York is not just visited, it is experienced, and that experience stays with people forever. It represents freedom, resilience, and possibility. That is why, even with high costs and challenges, foreigners continue to fall in love with it again and again. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more global insights, and share this with anyone who has ever dreamed of visiting New York. And now, let me ask you, if you could spend just one day in New York City, what would be the very first thing you'd do?